Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name's Ruby, I live in New York City, and this is my lifestyle channel. I post a ton of vlogs, beauty content, health and wellness, so if any of that sounds up your alley, be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. We are trying to reach 6K, that is the next goal here for this channel, so I'm really hoping we can do it maybe by like the end of September. That would really just like make my month. Anyways, I'm super excited for today's video. I am going to be going through my entire foundation collection for you guys, breaking down everything that I have in my collection along with kind of like mini reviews. I've just been like in this makeup mood recently, and obviously I want to keep my channel with like lots of variety, but recently I have just been wanting to film like only makeup videos. There have just been so many products that I've been discovering, rediscovering. I feel like I've been using makeup a lot more recently, and also just remembering to like use different things every day. All of that to say though, I'm feeling very inspired. Makeup tutorials are coming soon, but I would definitely say like over the last 6 to 8 months, my makeup style and my taste in makeup has definitely like really changed. Especially if I go back and watch videos even from like this time last year, so like the beginning of fall last year. The makeup things that I was interested in, the products that I was reaching for, while some of them have stayed the same, a lot of them have like drastically changed, but especially the style in which I like to do my makeup. And that's also probably because my skin has also like drastically changed, not so much just in the look, but the overall texture of it has changed. I used to be somebody who had very oily skin, and now I'm like super normal, even a little bit drier on some days. I would say though for the majority it's like combo to like just normal. So if you looked at my foundation collection last year, you would have probably seen like a lot of matte foundations, whereas now I have pretty much like more natural finishes to even some luminous finish foundations. But every single foundation in my collection I love, and I just want to share them with you guys, talk to you. I feel like I haven't done a foundation breakdown in a while, especially since, like I said, my style has kind of changed. Now I will say this video is going to focus mostly on high-end and luxury foundations. I am a huge lover of affordable and drugstore makeup, but I will say when it comes to foundations and concealers, I have found that investing in them for me makes the world of a difference. I've just found that higher end brands just sit better on my skin for me personally. A lot of like the ride or die drugstore foundations just don't work for me. I do have a couple more affordable ones that I'm going to mention in today's video, but it is going to focus more so on high end and luxury. But without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into today's video. I will have links for everything down below, and let's just go through my foundation collection. Just a quick little like recap before we get into this. Like I said, I would say that my skin is more so combo to normal. Sometimes I get dry like right on the outside of my cheeks, but that's also if I've done like a lot of intense like facial treatments recently. I don't have super sensitive skin. I'm not really acne prone. I do deal with the occasional breakout, but I'm not really acne prone anymore. And as far as color selection, I have an incredibly neutral undertone. Surprisingly, I'm actually a very hard person to match as far as foundations go, because if you can tell from my skin, I am super neutral. I don't pull pink, I don't pull yellow. So sometimes with like super popular foundations, I have to skip out on them because I just can't find a shade that works for me. So if any of that sounds like you, maybe this video will be very helpful. So let's start with my lightest coverage foundations and skin tints. So the first one that I have in my collection is this one right here. Such a tried and true product for me, one that I have repurchased probably 4 times now. This is the Glossier Skin Tint. Now I wear mine in the color G8, but it's an incredibly sheer product, so if you're ordering this online, you don't have to be like too picky with the color selection. This is one of those easy everyday products, so it's not going to give you a lot of coverage at all. This is definitely like the lightest coverage foundation product I have in my collection. It's literally exactly what it says. It's just a skin tint. It's going to help slightly even out your skin. It's not going to really cover any blemishes, but it's just going to help kind of like even everything out. I love this on days where I'm just doing like a super light makeup look, or if I just want to use a skin tint and then really like spot correct with the concealer for a little bit more coverage. It's such a great product though. I feel like it's one of those that people are always kind of hesitant to buy, but like 10 out of 10, I love this thing. And next, this is probably the newest foundation in my collection, but one that I have already fallen in love with. I actually picked this up because I had seen this at my Target a ton recently, and I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought, oh, it's probably just like another tinted moisturizer. And then I saw Tati mention it in one of her recent videos, and honestly, like, thank God Tati is back on YouTube. It's literally like her and Jamie Page are the makeup people that I trust on YouTube. But anyway, she was like raving about this, and it's only $5, and I was like, I have to try it. I've been wearing it for about 2 weeks, and I love it. This is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, and then I got mine in the color medium tan. Now, I will say, I think it's because this is a newer product, although they shouldn't have waited to like do this, but their color selection is definitely a little disappointing, especially when it gets into like the darker shades. But you guys, I really like this stuff. It's a tinted moisturizer, so I thought, okay, it's probably gonna be similar to like the Glossier Skin Tint. I'm not expecting anything major, but you definitely get a decent amount of coverage with this. Even when blending it out with like a damp beauty sponge, it made my skin look so good. And even though it says tinted hydrator, it wasn't like a dewy finish. It's just a really nice natural finish. This has lasted longer on me than honestly any other tinted moisturizer that I've tried before. And for $5, I think this is $5, maybe $6. I really like can't recommend it enough, but I really like this thing. I also love like the packaging. I love the baby blue. Okay, autofocus. And the last lighter coverage foundation product that I have in my collection is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Hands down, again, like one of my favorite makeup products. I have featured this in favorites videos. I've featured this in tutorials. Charlotte Tilbury is easily one of my like all-time favorite makeup brands. And again, it's one of those companies that over this time of kind of like rediscovering my love for makeup, I have just fallen in love with even more. This is one of those multi-use products. You can use it for a lot of things. You can use it as a primer underneath your foundation to really give it that glowy, lit from within look. You can mix it in with your foundation. You can mix it in with a moisturizer to give you a really glowy kind of tinted moisturizer look. You can apply this over a matte foundation on the spaces where you want a little bit more glow on your face. It's not a highlighter by any means, but it just gives you this gorgeous, luminous, lit from within look that's really the best way to describe it. Or the way that I like to wear it a lot is you can wear it on your own, and it gives a really lovely, light coverage, light finish, but it helps to even everything out. It's kind of like a filter in a bottle, which I know sounds really weird, but it's just amazing. And again, what's really nice is because it's a sheer product, when it comes to the color selection, you don't have to be super picky. Now, I have mine in the color 4.5, which is basically like their medium shade, but if you're a little lighter than me, if you're a little darker than me, it could definitely work. I love the packaging. It's super luxe. I love the really, really fat like doe foot applicator. For some reason, that's just very satisfying. And although this is definitely more of a luminous finish, it does not look oily. It doesn't get greasy throughout the day. I just can't recommend this enough. And on days where I'm doing like a full glam, full beat, if I'm going out, I'll apply this underneath my foundation and I feel like it just looks flawless. So as far as everything else in my collection, I would definitely categorize these under the medium to full coverage. I don't really have anything that sits right in the middle. I feel like the rest of what's in my collection is definitely like more full coverage, but if you just use like a thinner layer, it can be more of that medium coverage foundation. But the key for me is it needs to feel weightless. I don't want a foundation that's gonna feel like heavy makeup sitting on my face. I can't do that, and that's the reason that I have returned so many foundations in the past. Let's start with the one that I'm wearing on my face today, because I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of questions, and that is this one right here. As you can tell, I have really, really loved this foundation. I'm definitely running low. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation for up to 24-hour wear. This is probably one of the most matte foundations that I have in my collection, but I love it because, again, kind of going back to what I was saying, it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. This makes your skin look flawless. And this is one of those foundations where if I know I'm gonna be wearing makeup like all day, 12 plus hours, this is what I reach for every single time. Because I know it's just tried and true, it's not gonna budge, it's not gonna crease, it's not gonna get greasy, oily, cakey, all of the above. I love this foundation and I can't recommend it enough. I feel like it was one of those that was talked about a little bit when it first launched, but now I don't really hear a lot of people talking about this. I would highly recommend it. I feel like it's super underrated. And for those who are wondering, I wear the shade 41NN, which is basically just like a medium neutral. Another one that's been my favorite for quite a few years now is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. I feel like when searching for a foundation, sometimes the reviews can be so like divisive, but this is a foundation that I feel like I've never met a person who doesn't like this. I would kind of compare this to the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation that I used to love, but now is just too heavy for me. But the reason why I used to love it is because it was full coverage and transfer proof. Like, it didn't matter if I was like hugging someone, I didn't have to worry about my makeup coming off on them. If I was putting on a white t-shirt, I didn't really have to worry about it. And that's what I love about this. For me, it's transfer proof, it's sweat proof, but it doesn't feel as heavy. But you get virtually the same amount of coverage. I actually just repurchased this. I usually wear mine in the shade 2N, but all they had at my Sephora was 1N. But I figured with the fall and winter coming up, I'm not as tan, so I can make this work. But it's a great product, even if you're not looking for like a face and body foundation. I never use this on my body, I just use it on my face, but I love it. Switching gears to something that's definitely more luminous and has more of a natural skin-like finish. Up next in my collection is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation and Skincare. Most people know and love IT Cosmetics for their CC cream. To be totally honest, that is just way too heavy for me. I've used it before, I wanted to love it so bad, I really tried to make it work, but it is just not my product. So when they came out with this, I believe it was earlier this year, it was either at the end of 2020 or at the beginning of 2021, I knew I had to try this out. I just love the fact that it says foundation plus skincare, and it also says water light, medium coverage, natural radiant finish. All three things totally up my alley. I have mine in the color medium neutral 33, so again, you guys are probably seeing the pattern. I definitely lie somewhere in like the light to medium neutral range for my foundations. Again, this is a foundation that I have featured in a couple makeup tutorials before, and I just really love this stuff. It is a light luminous finish, but there's nothing like glittery or shimmery about it, because sometimes, I don't know if you guys noticed, but sometimes with some of these like luminous foundations, they'll have like a hint of shimmer in them, which I just personally, it's not my thing. So I like that you get the luminosity without like anything else in this. It's great though, can't recommend it enough. All of the foundations that are in my collection I think are great and like are my ride or dies. I wouldn't have them in my collection if I didn't think that. But yes, love this. I talk about it a lot. It's one of those foundations that I've recommended to so many friends recently. Another more natural finish foundation, I wouldn't say that this one is luminous, but it's definitely just more natural and skin-like. This is the MAC Studio Water Weight SPF 30 foundation. I picked this up a couple of months ago when I ran out of a totally different foundation. I just like wanted to try something new. So I walked into MAC for the first time in literally forever, met this super nice sales associate, kind of told her what I was looking for, which was I wanted something with SPF because I was gonna wear this more so in the spring and summertime. And obviously you should be wearing SPF every single day, which I do, but if my foundation can have some extra SPF in it in the summertime, even better. I told her I wanted a natural finish, I had more combo to normal skin, and she was like, I wear this every single day, just buy this and thank me later. And I said, okay. The one thing that I don't like about this, and this is the only thing I will say, and it's not anything about the product itself, is it's a dropper application. So I feel like I'm not gonna be able to get all of the product out of this. I'm somebody who at least likes to try and use up every last drop of a foundation, but that's okay, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. This is such a good foundation. It's exactly what it says. It's water weight, meaning it feels like nothing, but you get such good coverage. And because it's such a lightweight feeling foundation, if you want to kind of load up on this and do like a couple layers, especially in certain areas, it's not gonna get cakey, it's not gonna feel like there's a ton of makeup on your face. Definitely, again, one of those for me that I feel deserves so much more attention. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have my three newest foundations. Now by new, I mean I purchased these within the last like 3 to 4 weeks. Because I've been doing my makeup so much, I had run out of quite a few foundations that I just like wasn't crazy about. So I went to Sephora and I picked up 3 like totally new foundations to me. They're not new to the market, but I'm super impressed by all 3 so far. Oh my god, hello thunder. Wait, you guys, this is going along with that theme. I swear every time I film a video, does it not start to rain or thunder in the middle of it? The weather didn't even say that it was supposed to rain today. Sorry guys, I just had to switch out my camera battery, so I know my camera angle is a little different, but we're just gonna keep going. Anyways, what I was saying is for the last 3 foundations, the only thing that I did know is one, I wanted to try some like new stuff, at least new to me, and I wanted to make sure that I kind of was trying like a variety of finishes so that again I could keep my foundation collection versatile. And keeping in mind the foundations that I currently have in my collection, I knew that I wanted to probably add like one more semi-matte foundation, not anything crazy matte, and then 2 other like luminous foundations. Anyways, so this first one that is new to me is certainly not new to the market. I feel like The only reason I hadn't tried this in the past is because it has Luminous in the title. So back when my skin was like much more oily, I was just too scared to use this. But now that my skin is more normal to combo, I have just fallen in love with this. It's very expensive, so this has been like my special occasion foundation. By now you could probably guess what I'm about to show you. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation. This has been around, it's been on the market for years, and for such good reason. If you guys can hear thunder, it's kind of continuous, so I'm just gonna keep talking. I love this. I feel like this is kind of supermodel face makeup in a bottle. It is expensive, but to me, this has just been worth it. It looks so gorgeous in pictures, and then this with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter underneath, it is like super glowy, so I will say in certain places I tone it down with a powder, but that combo is just like chef's kiss. I have mine in the color 5.2, so again, like right in that medium color range. Oh, also, I don't know if I said, but for the MAC Water Weight Foundation, I am the color NC35. Okay, this foundation on the other hand, I have heard nobody talk about because this is one that's actually very, very, very new to the market. And usually I'm always somebody who's down to try new makeup, but when it comes to foundations, I like to purchase ones that like have a lot of reviews just because it helps me, you know, get a gauge on whether or not this is gonna be something that I like. But I saw this foundation in Sephora. Like I said, I didn't read any reviews on it, and when I went home, I had learned that it actually like just released, so there wasn't even any reviews on the website. So I took a total like blind chance with this, and I am so happy that I did. Again, definitely more of like a luxurious foundation, but one that I so recommend. This is from Givenchy. This is actually my first makeup product ever from them, and this is their Prism Libre Skin Caring Glow Foundation. I probably just butchered that name, but there it is for you guys so you can see. Oh, is it upside down? There we go. But also, hello, packaging. I really like this. This just makes your skin look so healthy, so luminous. I would say as far as like finish wise, to me, it's probably like the most similar to the IT Cosmetics foundation, but even like a little bit glowier. I'm definitely gonna do a makeup tutorial though soon featuring this foundation because I feel like for the fall and winter when everybody's skin is a little bit more parched, this is just going to help bring it back to life. I cannot recommend it enough. I am obsessed. And also for this Givenchy foundation, I am in the shade 3N270. Definitely a little bit of a longer number. Oh my god, this thunder. Lastly, but certainly not least, this is the foundation that I have like the least amount of experience using so far, but I definitely really like it. I won't call it a ride or die yet because again, it is so new, but I'm really impressed with it. It's another foundation from Charlotte Tilbury actually, and this is their Airbrush Flawless Foundation, which again, this packaging. Maybe it's the fact that they do everything in rose gold. I just love it. Like these two together just set out on a vanity. How luxe does this look? I actually picked this up from Nordstrom and not Sephora, which is usually where I get my makeup, but I really like purchasing Charlotte Tilbury products from Nordstrom just because I find that the girls that work at the counter are super knowledgeable. They just know so much more about the brand, obviously because it's a counter dedicated to the brand, and I just really like the girls who work there. But I was talking to one of them, her name's Rachel, and she is super, super nice. I know that she's not watching this video, I'm just giving her a shout out. Anyways, I was talking to her because I was like, I really would love to try out this foundation, but I haven't heard much about it, and the reviews that I've seen haven't been super convincing, which is really surprising because usually like Charlotte Tilbury makeup has great reviews. And she was even saying that the reviews are definitely like really divisive, and at first she wasn't sure that she was gonna like this. She has a very similar skin type to me. She was saying the problem is a lot of people don't really know how to work with this foundation. She gave me the tip that in order to make this look as great as possible, you need to let it dry down for about a minute before you go in with any other makeup. I followed her advice, and so far I've had no problems with this foundation, no problems with it breaking up or looking cakey. I definitely do agree though, you need to let it dry first, because if you like immediately go in with like concealer or powder, I could see where it would start to look a little bit strange on the skin. This is super full coverage. I've tried it with both a brush and a sponge just because I kind of wanted to make sure I had my 2 cents before mentioning it in this video. Both ways are really nice. You guys know that my preferred method of foundation application foundation is always a damp beauty sponge. And although it says that like it stays all day and all night, it's this flawless finish, I thought it was gonna be like really heavy and super matte. It definitely still feels pretty weightless, and while it is matte, it still looks very natural on the skin. Like I would still say out of anything, the most matte foundation that I own is the Stay Naked, which is why like whenever I use that foundation, I make sure that everything else on my skin is pretty glowy. So I used like a very luminous powder today. I did a super like glossy highlight as well, just to kind of like balance everything. But with this one, at least I found so far, you don't have to be like as careful with what you use when using this foundation. It has a pump, again, rose gold, super pretty, and my color is number 7, neutral. If you guys have tried this though, let me know what you think though, because I would be super curious. And also any of these foundations, let me know if you've tried them and what your thoughts are. But there you guys have it. That is my entire foundation collection. Now I know I don't have like a ton compared to a lot of beauty people here on YouTube, so I really wanted to make sure to take my time and really talk to you guys about all of these. I know we got super chatty, but I feel like it was just fun. It was like a fun makeup talk with you guys. If you enjoyed this video though, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and again, also click that subscribe button down below. We are trying to reach 6K. That is the next goal here for this channel. Be sure to follow me on all of my other social media networks. The links are always in the down bar below. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Clubhouse. Check out my Amazon shop. I post daily on TikTok, so if you guys want a way to kind of like keep up with me and get extra content on the days that I don't post on here, be sure to go follow me on there. I love you guys so much. I hope that you all are staying safe, happy, and healthy. I hope it's not raining where you are. Hopefully the day that I upload this, it's not a rainy day in New York City. Although it does let me know that fall is slowly coming around the corner. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys again very soon in my next video. Okay? Bye everybody.